Welcome back. Today we are going to explore how the internet uh, using permission works under the hood. So I'm really curious to understand how the basically Android manifest works. But what I found, or like I'm not able to find a lot of information for now. But one thing which is clear, if we jump in to understand Android manifest, it's a pretty long task and it may take long time to figure it out, all the parsers and the other information. But because this my curiosity basically start happening due to the internet permission, how that works under the hood. So I decided to create a video on that, and now today we will jump in. We will see if we found something or not. So so this is a static permission internet, and we can start our exploration from here. Okay, so there is a class manifest.class which has all the constants, permission group and permission, and these are all the permissions. Hopefully, yes, these are all the permissions. You can count how many total we have. Okay, so this internet, and who is using this? So this is, I think so, our manifest. This is pass process utils, how they are using. So it look like this one is interesting. So it's checking parse deny permission, parse allow permission, and in this case they have check uh, parse process utils. I think this is more, it look like to me it's working around all the permission. This is some kind of a util class which is helping. So we can go back and we can try to figure it out, where they are using from the only specific this permission, not the whole. So then NSD surface mconnect to enforce calling or self permission. This one I think so. Get messenger. What is this context? With this one, I think it's different. It's more like we're giving this like OS, or I'm not sure. This is a framework API. What is the package name? And it looked like a kernel server. So okay, we can go back. Or it looked like something outside from our today's topic. And then again link UI record, and then this one looks like something interesting, network policy manager service. Okay, so what kind of this service is? Okay, so line number 4542. So what is this? Okay, this is again inside of a server. So server terminology, as per my understanding, is kernel kind of a server and the apps are a kind of a client. Again, maybe I'm wrong, but that is my understanding. So service that maintains low level network policy rules using network stat service strategy to drive those rules, drives active rules by combining a given policy with other system status, and delivers to listeners such as connectivity manager for enforcement. This class uses two logs to synchronize state. So okay, stub, so it's more like IPC if I'm not wrong. Then what else? Constants. There's a lot of information. I think we can go back and then start exploration from that point where it's used. So this method is check if an UID has internet permission. UID, if I'm not wrong, it's a unique ID for that specific APK or a package manager. If we can see who is calling this, so useful for the cases where the lack of network access can simplify the rules. So in this case, what will happen? It will check, okay, internet permission map dot get UID. We will see what is this UID. If it's already there, then return true. If cache shows that UID does not have internet permission, then always recheck with package manager. Yeah, so we are going to check with the package manager, and inside of this, it's sending this, and then they are checking, okay, if it's granted or not. If it's granted, they are saving as a cache, and then return has permission. If it's not granted, uh, then it will be false. And so now we can check who is invoking this method. So there are two methods. 4253 and 44458. So first we can check maybe this. So this method is update rules for app idle ul, app id, app idle ul. Okay, sparse uid rules clear, then fully update the app firewall chain, user info, user manager, then it's coming to here, then it's checking has internet permission, then no idea. Okay, and what is the other method? So this one is uid valid for allow list rules ul. So it's checking user handle dot zap id, and then this method is called on many places. Set uid policy and check ul. What else? It's tough. Maybe we can try to read method names if there is. So stats uid stat, then network policy manager service, get default system directory, get default clock. What is this method? System clock docker and network time clock. Bind connectivity manager. Rapid update networks. So again, our scope or our goal is to explore from the manifest how it's giving the permission, so which code is invoking, and we found until at this place this one is used, and there are too many methods, they are doing a lot of things. And what we can do, maybe we can try to figure it out, the constructors, who is calling these constructors. Okay, so we can check in android. So in this case, who is calling these constructors? What is the constructor name? Okay, so now we will see under the hood system server and network policy. So what is system server? Can I access this in Android Studio? System server dot, I think so, yes. And line number, okay, search this. So but system server, I think so, invoked at kernel level, like a zygote level, not the process level, if I'm not wrong. Is there any? So entry point to system server. So we can check, okay, network stats, network policy, then network score, network client, get instance, network stack client, connectivity module. What is going on here? What is this method basically where we are currently? So pretty long method. Okay, is it still okay? Start other services. Stars a grab bag of stuff that has yet be refactored to organized. Okay, we can try again. So network policy manager service that maintains low level network policy rules using network stat service statistics connectivity manager. Okay, we can try these two classes, connectivity manager, but this one I think works after once we have that permission, otherwise I think it's crashed. Yeah, so if there is no network connectivity and I try to access the internet, it always crash. So in this case, is this something where we should focus? I think no. Then what is this? So network stats service, it's not opening. Network stats service.java. So this class collect and persist detailed network statistics and provide this data to other system services. Still no success. Mission has internet permission. Check if an UID has internet permission. Useful for cases where the lack of network access can simplify the rules. Update rules for app and power save with list receiver. Okay, and then update rules for global change AL. No, this one is not required. System service is using this network policy manager. Okay, maybe we can try from here. Then what is happening is service manager to add service network policy service. Then after that, is it used anywhere? So this has to be called after network management service, network start service, because connectivity needs to take these service to initialize. So okay, what we can do, so if I run this and I have this permission, so we can try to do a network call, and once that will crash, then we will try to again explore from that crash. So string https://you want to learn.com. so this is my URL. Then I'm making a URL is equal to URL API, and then giving a string, and then next is what happened, so java.net. Next is connection, which I will get from dot open connection, and this will be my URL dot open connection. If connection have any API, let's connect. Yes, okay. So at this point it will try to connect. We can try, and basically this is a main thread. Network will crash, so I want to start on a separate thread because it's an otherwise there will be exception for the doing a network on main thread. So this should crash. Why? Okay, so by removing this, now this should crash. So now this is a crash, and that should be in locat. So it's saying there is a crash. Yes, so it's saying security exception, permission denied, missing internet permission. So the classes are okay. HTTP no, I think we can try to search this, maybe not a whole message, but we can check if we can get something like around this. Is there permission.internet permission denied? No. What we can do, I can try to search at until this permission denied. No. So what is this enum constant denied? Permission apps fragment viewed. What is this class? Information about app permission fragment viewed by user. But what about, is this is information enough? Internet permission test. Okay, so there is a test internet permission. There should be class then. Permission fragment. What is this? Is it the part of, no, this one is different. This one is looks like a separate app. Anywhere else? android.permission.INTERNET. Another benefit of install time permission is that it's become very easy to monitor which app can access certain APIs. By checking which apps have the android.permission.INTERNET permission, you can list all apps that are allowed to use APIs that can send data to the internet. But permission.md, I think it's like code should be at native. Okay, so it looks like it's difficult to figure it out, this message. But this is a Java exception. This is a Java exception. Permission denied, missing internet permission. Missing internet permission. Test missing permissions. Is it Java Android tools? So this is a test for permission detector required by which class is invoked. So this permission detector test, so it means there should be a class permission detector. Permission detector DT. So this is, it's in lint checks. Can I get this in Android Studio? Permission detector. No, because this is a lint check. Lint checks. Then what we can do? So what we can try? No idea. So it's coming in this class, Java security exception. Is there no reachable? It's coming from this internet access JDK default, get all by name. Can we try to debug? Yes. Okay, we can try to go one by one and then we'll see where it's crashing. So go inside. Okay, then HTTP method. What is the class name? HTTP method. Okay, HTTP internal. New HTTP engine. Then we are URL connection. Stay inside. So basically I'm trying to figure it out where it crashed, like who is throwing that exception. So HTTP URL builder. Oh, this one is no need to go inside here. So HTTP builder, HTTP URL builder. What is this? Is there anything? HTTP URL builder. Okay. Try to go inside. We'll still go inside. Okay, get check. Now we are in a Android. Okay, HTTP. Is it available? Okay, HTTP. No. Then skip leading ASCII white space URL builder. Still not crashing. When it will crash? Cannot evaluate. Okay. So I'm trying to figure it out which method is throwing this, and then we can check in our Android repository where it's going to be crash. Yeah, HTTP URL builder is simply the HTTP. We are not interested in that. So come back from the builder. Most probably that is checking if URL is correct or not. So, and if can we come back at this point? Okay, HTTP client not available. Okay, HTTP client. Can I try to figure it out if it's available? Okay, HTTP client. So what we have, going back into this platform. Okay, HTTP client. This one is square. Okay, HTTP client. Is it a part? It's an external dependency. Then what we can do, for now I have no idea. Then it's going to this. Is it available? So that can be URL. Who is handler? URL stream handler. Okay, this is an abstract class. I need to somehow access that. New HTTP engine. Then init HTTP engine. HTTP URL connection implementation. Copy value. Now it's crashed. So it means somehow we need to figure it out. This class, and there is, okay, now there is a hope. If that is available here, that will be great. And this one is HTTPS and this one is HTTP. Okay, so if I search a whole, no, okay, no problem. Then at what point when the connect called, execute is called, in case of this, check URL permitted, get request.url. Send a request and optionally read a response. Returns true if the request was successfully executed and false if the request can be returned. Throw an exception if the request failed permanently. So in this case, check URL is permitted. And we have a security exception who is throwing. So maybe going inside of check URL. Request filter based on the request URL. So who is implementing this URL filter? HTTP handler. And what is HTTP handler? Network policy, clear text. Okay, we can check. So if No, our permission is permission missing. This is a different exception. Get instance is clear traffic permitted, clear text. So is there any other permission which we can say is Android public SDK API? Okay, missing. Hmm. Mm, then HTTP engine. What is HTTP engine? So handle the single HTTP request response pair. Each HTTP engine follow this life cycle it is created. So is there? Okay, we can try if this one has keyword missing. No. Then what we can do? Terminal. It's coming. Yes, internal HUC connection dot connect. Permission denied at java.net 150. There is no line number 150. Can I try this? No. So there are one is libcore unsaves main java net and the full is java.net java.net both are java.net hidden API main. Which one? Okay, we can check both one by one. And the line number is 150. And is there any exception thrown? 150. Oh yes, we found. Hooray. So security exception is thrown inside permission denied, missing internet permission. But now what's next? This class is not available in Android Studio. I'm not able to find this. Oh, there is. Wow. So then 150. Yes. Okay. Can I try to debug if it's stop here? Please. I think from here go to next. And where is that now? This should be here. Okay, it's showing this class, not the Java ones. It's okay, no worries. So now the next step is how it's checking, and then we will figure it out from where Android manifest is putting this value. So at this place, what is GIE exception value? In our case, when it's crash, it's saying internet permission, and after that nothing. So this is the whole of, okay. If the failure appears to have been a lack of internet permission through a clear security exception, this common mistake, and this is the issue. Okay, now GAI exception, and it should be somewhere try catch. So there should be somewhere an exception is occurring if we do not specify socket type. Every address will appear twice, once for socket stream and one for DGRM, since we do not run the family any. No idea, but at this point it's going over Android get address info. I don't know what is address or AD, and then it's getting host and it's net ID and this, then cache. But at what point this is going to throw an exception? Net ID lookup by hostname. Okay, resolve a hostname to IP address using a cache. Host the host net ID the network to perform. Return the IP addresses of the host. Block can exception. No, then it's coming here, and how this one is approaching until this point. Remember, error exception GI. So what is GI exception? An unchecked exception thrown when get address info or get name info fails. This exception contains the native error value. Okay, so now from here we found some good information. Now I can go back. Where is this one is used in 150 at this point. So it means according to the definition, through when the get address info get. So here I saw the get address info. Okay, now if can we check this code somehow. So libcore OS, this one is OS, and this one is available in libcore source androids. There are many classes. Okay, we will see this method again. This method is called here, but who is calling? So this is OS, and who is implementing this? Definition not required, overridden by forwarding OS, linux.java. Then this one is a call hierarchy, references, system OS. So there are basically three classes: OS, forwarding OS, and address util. Maybe we can try first. No, this one is calling, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, so this one is just IMPL init address. Maybe we can try to check in case of OS. So this one is calling this, but how to found the libcore.os? Libcore, is there any libcore.java.libcore? So libcore.os, maybe I can try to search directly here. For Linux forwarding, can I open multiple? So in this case, again, it's a native method. Then forwarding OS, it's in Java, but forwarding OS IO libcore. What is this OS now? libcore.io. Okay, so I think we should try to summarize now until where we are, because it's going into more complexity, and I have no idea. Libcore, is it available? The code for this class, is it available? It's a C++ code. I need to go in where I need to go, I'm not sure. So what we did today, we opened the Android manifest and we try to figure it out how this works. And in the end, after spending ton of time, we are not able to figure it out directly how it works from the code and from the Android Studio help by clicking here and there. And then we found, okay, we can go with this strategy. So we created a simple URL connection and removed the user permission. So there is a crash, and from that crash I found this information. And then after we try to figure it out where this one is, who is throwing this exception, and in the end we found here init address. So this is the class where they are throwing this exception, and we are also 100% sure now this one be thrown when libcore.os and android get address info, when this one is called. So we are not able to figure it out, this class implementation, basically it's native, but we are 100% sure once you are not writing that, it from here it will check and then throw the exception at this point. So I hope you guys enjoyed. See you in the next video. Bye.